In a riverside town wrapped in morning mist, two brothers, Ethan and Noah, ran a small carpentry shop inherited from their father. Their work was known for its strength and quiet beauty chairs that never creaked, doors that never warped, and tables polished smooth as still water. They were different in nature. Ethan was quick-minded, sharp with numbers and plans. Noah was patient, steady with his hands, able to turn stubborn wood into gentle curves. Together they were perfect until the mistake. One spring afternoon, a traveling merchant placed a large order, 12 dining tables before the harvest festival. It was more than they'd ever handled. Ethan promised delivery. Noah worried about time. "We'll manage," Ethan insisted. "I've done the math." For weeks they worked from dawn until stars faded. As the deadline neared, sleep thinned, tempers sharpened. On the final day, Ethan reviewed accounts and discovered a shortfall. 3 tables worth of wood had vanished from inventory. He searched the yard, the shed, the river landing where shipments arrived. Nothing. Panic turned into anger. He confronted Noah. "You lost count," Ethan snapped. "You waste wood. You ruin our name." Noah stood quiet, his eyes tired but steady. "I measured twice. If there's a mistake, we'll find it." But Ethan, strangled by fear of failing the merchant, hurled the worst words he had. "Father trusted you with the shop floor." He was wrong. Noah flinched as if struck. He said nothing, took his tools, and left the shop. The tables were delivered late by a day. The merchant paid, but only part. Rumor spread that the brothers had argued. Orders slowed. For the first time, the shop fell silent. Weeks passed. Ethan tried to apologize, but Noah wouldn't return. He had moved to the other side of the river to help repair boats. Ethan stood on the old wooden bridge each evening, staring across the gray water, uncertain what to say, ashamed of what he'd said before. One evening the town's mill bridge, the larger one beyond their lane, collapsed after days of rain. The river swelled, snapping pilings like twigs. In an instant, the town was split. Families on one bank, work on the other. Without the bridge, the grain mill couldn't run. The boats couldn't load. The market thinned to a trickle. The mayor called a meeting. "We need a new bridge fast, and we need every skilled hand." Noah volunteered first. Boatwrights joined him. Carpenters from distant farms came. Ethan hung back in the crowd, guilt pressing like a stone. Then the mayor said, "We also need someone to design the span and manage the schedule. The plan must be accurate. No waste, no delay." Ethan raised his hand. Work began at dawn the next day. Rain drummed the shallows. The river roared like a living thing. Ethan spread his drawings beneath oilcloth, recalculating angles, adjusting beams, tallying every nail. He placed materials in precise stacks, timed teams by hourglasses, and marked progress on a slate. Noah led the crew on the west bank. His voice carried calmly above the water. "Ease the load. Hold steady." When a joist stuck, he tapped, coaxed, and solved with patience and humor. People noticed how the brothers never spoke across the water, only nodded. Townsfolk worried the silence could slow them down. But the work advanced with odd efficiency, as if the current itself wanted them mended. At sunset on the 5th day, a squall rolled in. Wind shoved the scaffolds, ropes whipped. A critical support threatened to shear. Ethan's vigors told him the brace would fail before midnight if they didn't add a counterbeam. Someone had to cross the temporary catwalk in the storm to fix it. The crew hesitated, the catwalk shook like a drum. Noah stepped forward. Ethan did too. They met at the approach, rain needles stinging their cheeks. "I'll go," Noah said. Ethan swallowed. "I'm the one who measured the span. If there's risk, it's mine." Noah looked at him for a long second, then handed Ethan the mallet and bolts. "Then go like a carpenter, not like an accountant." Ethan crawled onto the catwalk. Water crashed against the pilings. The river breathed cold up through the planks. He reached the failing joint, set the counterbeam, and hammered to the rhythm of his own heartbeat. The beam seated with a deep wooden sigh like a chest releasing held breath. When he climbed back, soaked and shaking, Noah was there, steady as a post, hand outstretched. Ethan took it. Neither spoke. By morning, the storm had blown through. A low blue sky spread like calm cloth. The span rose plank by plank. The town gathered when the last railing set. An old woman crossed first, cane tapping, eyes wet. Children ran after, squealing. The river, robbed of its power to divide, looked almost friendly. The mayor thanked the crews. People cheered. The brothers stepped aside to the quieter bridge, their old one near the shop. It had survived the floods by grace and habit. Ethan cleared his throat. I found the missing wood, he said. It was never missing. I miscounted the supplier's second load and blamed you to hide my fear. I was cruel because I was scared. Noah's jaw worked once, then loosened. I knew you were afraid. But your words cut deeper than any blade. I'm sorry, Ethan said. If you don't want the shop, I'll sell. Or I'll leave. Noah looked out at the rebuilt span. Bridges don't care who is right, he murmured. They care who shows up. I'll come home if we build like that, together. You plan, I guide the work. And when fear shouts, we don't listen. Ethan nodded. The apology settled into the grain of the moment, true and unvarnished. They reopened the shop. Orders returned, then grew. People said the tables felt sturdy as bridges. The brothers rarely spoke about the fight, but every time they sanded an edge smooth or set a joint tight, they remembered a night on a shaking catwalk and the hand they took in the rain. Moral: forgiveness is a bridge you both build, one with courage, accountability, and the decision to meet in the middle.